Hi everybody, this is Jean, and today I want to share an idea with you. Last spring, my oldest granddaughter was going to be graduating from high school, and I wanted to make her a quilt. And she doesn't necessarily like traditional designs, so I came up with this idea. And the finished size on this is a 4x8 rectangle, and then every other line you have a 4x4 square at each end, so it offsets them from each other. And the quilt I made for Olivia, I cut out all of the rectangles that I wanted, and I put all of it up on the design wall first. And by doing that, I was able to move colors around, and I didn't want it to look too scrappy. And so I was able to make a lighter area and a brighter area and whatever. Anyway, it turned out really, really fun. And so my daughter said, okay, Mom, I think you need to do a table runner. So this is my Christmas table runner. And I had a lot of fun putting this together. I tried to make sure I had some lighter values and some darker values, and I really like to mix in, like there's navy blue and this kind of turquoisey color, and I like that with the red and green and white that you see so much of. So this is the palette that I chose, and what I've done is to I put thin batting in, and I like Quilters Dream Request, which it's really thin. And I layered it up and put it with the backing on the front and sewed around the whole thing, left a little place open at one end, pulled it through and pressed it good. And now I'm stitching through the whole thing, and you can see my little lines of stitching, and they are 1.25 inches apart. So here is how you begin when you don't want to have knots on the back of your quilt. So I have to hide the tail of the thread. And what I do is to come about 1.5 inches away from where I want my first stitch. So my needle is underneath, and I have my finger under here to make sure I'm not having the thread on the back of the quilt. It's just inside next to the batting. So I pull the needle up, and a lot of times I will just keep my finger on here so I don't pull it too far, because I want it just to go under. So there we go. Now, instead of just starting my running stitch forward, I go backwards, but I come clear through the fabric to the back of the quilt. And I'm going to take my stitch, so I'm coming clear through to the back. I'll just start again here so I get in a rhythm. And then when I come up, you can see where the stitch is showing in the back. And again, as I'm pulling the thread through, I'm going to keep my thumb over here where the tail is. And I find once I do a second back stitch, and I'm coming behind where the thread comes out, so I come toward myself. I'll do 3 so you can see them. And you want to make sure you remember that the stitch is going to come back toward you, so you leave enough space for it. Now, I'm really ready to roll because I can feel that the thread is secure. So at this point, I'm just going to start stitching. And this is my husband loves to watch football this time of year. So this is how this is getting done. Because sometimes I don't mind listening to football. So I sit on the couch and stitch while he watches football, and if it gets really exciting, I will look up and see what it's about. So you can see this is a pretty simple project to do. And I am just, I'm using an embroidery needle. And you have to have the embroidery needle for the larger eye for the thread to fit through. But you know, you could use a different type of thread and needle if you chose to. Or you could do this by sewing machine too. But you really need to put the layers together. So you can see these little red stitches here on the back. So I should have the pattern ready to go very shortly, and then you will probably see this video. So thank you for watching.